other interesting political news, you have a video of German streets in 2025 going viral, some looking as decrepit as the hellhole of San Francisco, which is mostly human fecal matter and pride flags. Now, this is brought to us thanks to I Am Yes You Are No. And he says, quote, popular YouTuber Kurt Kaz shows the harsh reality of Germany in 2025. This guy has been to the worst parts of the third world, but he can't even walk down the street in Germany safely. Think about that. Let's make that larger on the screen there.
She's just shooting up right there in broad daylight.
I mean, it looks like San Francisco. So people, if you watch on Rumble, you'll hear the music. YouTube usually rips it out. But yeah.
So there he is, overdosing. Thank you so much.
At least the music's good.
This is a camera mic. I'm not following you. As you can see, we can't follow. Getting interrogated by the police there.
So, let's say the very beginning. Yeah, someone, probably Somalian, if I were to guess, but well, they've had the biggest mass migration past 24 months in terms of people moving around the globe. But yeah, a lot of non-Germans breaking windows, shooting up drugs in the street, looking like zombies. I'm gonna guess fentanyl. Well, no, she might be German there, but yeah, a lot of Indians, a lot of African Americans. Well, they're not from America, but yeah, it's you don't see any Germans. And again, the drugs, if I were to guess, it'd be fentanyl. They look like zombies. And yeah, homelessness, crime. There are people literally shooting up drugs in the street. And yeah, more and more boarded up windows. And yeah, that's the dangerous reality of mass migration without assimilation. Again, immigration only works when you have assimilation, when you have similar cultures and values, when you actually value the place that you're going to. That used to be what made America great. I mean, shoot, my family is an immigrant family. My mom's family escaped Cuba, a hellhole, although ironically they went to the one place in the world worse than communist Cuba, Detroit. But, I mean, they learned English, they assimilated the culture, and they worked hard. And they're all net tax-paying members of society. And you'll never see a goddamn Cuban flag because it's a crappy country. We all fly the American flag because we believe in the American dream. We worked hard. They went to college when college was worth something. They got jobs. They had kids. It was the American dream. They assimilated. That's something you don't see as much on a global level, and we're having more and more mass migration. It's going to destroy the culture of these countries. And I can't but think who or what might be behind this mass migration, because again, it's not costing $0 to move people across the planet. That is huge, hundreds of millions of dollars just in plane fuel and plane tickets alone to have all this moving. And this is soul crushing. These businesses are being destroyed. I mean, it almost works. Well, let me know in the comments. It almost looks worse than San Francisco, which again has become a third world hellhole because of the policies of the government there and the culture just decaying into nothing. So you see these people on the sidewalk just clearly inebriated on drugs, like hard drugs, so they don't even realize what's going on around them. And I mean, for years, I've dreamed of, someday making enough money to travel internationally to go to Germany just to see the Porsche factory, because I'm a big gearhead. Maybe someday make enough money to get my dream Porsche and see it in production. Right now I got Honda money in the Honda, but I mean, it's getting so dangerous globally. It almost makes the question, do you need private security to go there these days? I think that's why this went viral. It got 2.5 million views and 35,000 likes. Historically speaking, Germany was one of the cleanest places, exceptional work ethic, some of the best engineering on the planet. I mean, there's a reason Heckler & Koch or Heckler & Koch is such a famous firearm manufacturer. There's a reason Volkswagen, Porsche, Mercedes, granted, Volkswagen owns, Porsche and Audi. There's a reason some of those are the best cars on the planet, the fastest, best, not most reliable, but again, the fastest, most fun sports cars. In Germany, it was one of those, some of the best innovations on the planet came from there. And now, it's looking like a third world country. I would argue because of either spineless or corrupt politicians. And we're seeing those politicians in terms of, in terms of allegiances to a party, we're seeing them on the left and the right. It's happening a lot in the United States as well. Minnesota being one of the best examples of importing a lot of folks that aren't assimilating to the local culture. So much so that Minnesota changed their flag to look like the Somalian flag. Now, going to the comments section, one of the first ones comes to us thanks to Real Mews saying, quote, "This is what happens when you elect BlackRock to lead your country," getting 990 likes. Tim McCurlock says, quote, "Diversity was always just code word for white genocide," getting 704 likes. Black Views says, quote, "Amazing how white people try to act like they did not create this, getting 232 likes. Which again, a lot of the leaders are in charge. I mean, yeah, some of them are in charge. They're making those political decisions to import so many people that the local community, local infrastructure can't support them. And they're not assimilating again. Yeah, I'm not butcher. I usually don't purposely try to butcher too many names, but this is Torontoian saying, quote, why does it look like the street, or what do the streets of Davos, Switzerland look like? There's a guy looking at his window and it's like a big explosion. It says, quote, me sitting quietly while watching an episode of Diversity is Our Strength in 355 likes. You also have Chatopia saying, quote, two possible scenarios. One, white people continue to be nice and Europe turns into a brown third world shithole. Two, a fascist leader emerges and they're kicked out. Or sorry, he says the browns and blacks are kicked out of Europe and it's restored to its former glory, getting 179 likes. Which again, if they're assimilating, like again, historically, that was kind of the MO when you go to another country, you learn the language, adopt their cultures, their values. I mean, it seems like they're just going to, because of the land and in the US, a lot of free handouts. But yeah, that got 179 likes. Now you also have, geez Louise, Punished XYZV. That's a name almost as weird as mine, which is saying something. It just has a picture of Hitler saying, quote, I tried to save you game. I got 1.6 thousand likes. That's a lot. Sean says, man, F the West. This is what happens when your country is under Moonbat authoritarian control, getting 61 likes. I don't even know what a Moonbat is. What is this? Sounds like a soda or a snack. Pirates of Memes, or Memes as I like to call him, says, we all know the reason behind the situation. You have a German, it's a cliche guy looking at the girl and the girlfriend is jealous. You have the German leadership looking at illegal immigration, and then the girlfriend is looking jealous and her name is, or she's Germans. Going down more and more. You have Athena, or Athia, FDR saying, listen up lads, if Hitler gets his way, England won't be a safe place for North Africans to take advantage of your granddaughters in the worst possible way. That's not the kind of world my creditors want. Each of you must do your duty, getting 905 likes. A lot of people are referencing New York and Minnesota as well for having similar instances. Jordan White says, so much third world filth. What a disaster, getting 111 likes. Let's see. Any contrary indictments here? Not too many. Manco Smash says, funny how the internet will like to pretend this only exists in the US when it actually only exists in liberal cities. Getting 25 likes. Yep, that's very true. I mean, it's happening all over the globe. We've seen more migration in the past 24 months than I think 24 years. It's insane. The General says, invaders always bring trouble, getting 149 likes. And again, politicians, I don't know if they're just selling out their constituents or if they're being bribed or if they're just being purposely evil. But yeah, this is not unique to the United States, right? We're, spoiler alert, I'm based here in the United States. So in terms of optics, that's what Americans tend to focus on because, it's right next door. But yeah, here's a video of Moscow versus New York, which is, I don't think this is, Tucker Carlson went there a couple years ago. This is from Global Index, and he says, quote, Moscow versus New York City. New York City isn't a real place. I mean, it is. It's just a hellhole. It's 31 seconds. Let's take a look. Dark humor. It's sad, but it's funny in a dark humor way. So, New York City obviously has copious amounts of rats. I'm not talking about politicians, actual physical rats. People stealing, people hopping the turntable, people skipping payment of the use of the subway in New York City. People throwing up on the trains. Yeah, Russia. Which, again, looks immaculate and beautiful. And you'll notice there's no trash on the ground. It's actually art. And there's actually beautiful motifs and beautiful sculptures and beautiful... the inside is actually art. Stark. Yeah, if you had those beautiful marble displays like New York Minute, pun obviously intended. Yep. Now that got 266 likes. And again, we'll see if anything is actually done about this. But let me know your thoughts in the comments because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. Greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comments. Great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.